Why purple? And what's this big news that's great news for, everyone watching?
Okay, so I started as a software developer and then I became a penetration tester. So a penetration tester tests the limits of your system and if it can make it do things it should not do. So it is offensive style security. And I don't mean they use swear words all the time. I mean that they're like battering against your defenses, and that is called red team. So that's offensive security, but defensive security is called blue team. And so those are the people that help do patches, help fix code, and help make cyber defenses. I was a pen tester, but I kept helping to fix the bugs, and I kept coming back to do more work with the devs. And then I switched into application security because that was the right place for me. And people kept joking, you can't choose if you're red team or blue team. I guess you're purple team. And then I needed to make a Twitter handle. This is so many years ago. And I just wanted to make a Twitter handle so I could read what everyone else was saying. And I was like, I'll just use my email address, which is she hacks computers. And Twitter said, that's too long. And so my friend said, well, why don't you just switch out purple for computers because you're that person that can't make up her darn mind of which team you want to be on. And I was like, okay, so she hacks purple. And then people just started referring to me as the purple lady and the purple security. And so one day this guy was teasing me and he's like, you show up and you're supposed to be all about purple, but your hair's still brown. And so just to play, so I love like soft pranks. So the next time I knew he was going to be somewhere, I put all these purple streaks in my hair and he laughed so hard he started crying. It was awesome, like really good prank. And so then I really liked it. So I just kept it. And so when it came time to name my company, at first I started with She Hacks Purple, but then men thought they weren't invited. And I was like, oh, no, everyone is welcome. So I changed it to We. So We Hack Purple. So everyone felt included and welcome and invited. And so the really, really super exciting news is that Bright Security, so they're my friends, basically. They started Bright just before, and they were named Neuralegion then. And I started We Hack Purple and they said, come join us. And I was like, no, I want to help people join our industry. Like, this is really important to me. It's cool you're building this awesome hacking tool. So I joined as their advisor, but kept doing We Hack Purple. And so they did this funding round. They did this Series A funding round and they raised lots of money. And then they called me and they're like, hey, so we were thinking, what we're going to do with our new money. And I was like, oh, cool. And they're like, we wanted you to help us spend it. And I was like, oh, cool. And they're like, on you. And I was like, oh, what? And they're like, can we buy your company so our two companies can finally just be one company? And they're like, we know you want to give all your content away. And so we'd had a few discussions with a bunch of companies that wanted to buy us. But some of them want to make our content just cost way more. And I was like, no, that's the opposite of what we're trying to achieve. And they're like, we know that it's important to you to share all of your knowledge with the whole world. So if you come join Bright, we will make the academy free for everyone on the planet. And I was like, oh, yeah. So from now on, if you join, so instead of having an academy and a community, we just took all the courses and put them in the community. So it's all in one place. And so now the community was free before, but now all of the We Hack Purple full-length courses, all of them are free. And so you can learn application security, secure coding, how to put a dynamic scanner into your pipeline and make a CI/CD pipeline, Azure security, like there's a whole bunch of stuff. And it's kind of a dream come true. And so now I work for Bright and I do developer relations. And what that means is I speak at conferences and I write blog posts about stuff that I was doing for free before.
That's fantastic.
And I can pay all my bills and my whole team came with me, which was really exciting because I was like, well, I worked so hard to find these people. And they're like, no, they're coming. I'm like, so it's
I love it.
Awesome.
Sort of my motto is motivate and educate. I'm really trying to make education either free or low cost because not everyone is born into a part of the world where there's a lot of money or have parents, with lots of money. So this is fantastic. So if someone wants to learn more about like application security, secure code and stuff, they just can go to wehackpurple.com. Is that right?
If you go to community.wehackpurple.com, it'll just take you straight there. And you just have to give us your name, your email address, and then promise to abide by the code of conduct. And it's a pretty easy to abide by the code of conduct. Just don't trash our sponsor, which is Bright. And that's pretty easy to not do. And then, no racism, homophobia, etc. Just have professional conversations. And so far we've actually haven't had to throw out a single person, which is awesome. We had to have a discussion only one time with someone and they said they wouldn't do it. And then we're like, cool. and they've been good ever since. We have a big team of volunteers that help us moderate, and we have events, like several events per month now because we have so many helpers. And then we have some new courses coming out, and basically, yeah, we run the whole thing and it's free. So please join us. Everyone is nice there. I wish that this existed when I joined AppSec, because
Exactly.
yeah, so there was OWASP, and OWASP is amazing. And honestly, David, so like most of my career has been made on public speaking, and I only started doing public speaking for the sole reason that then I could get in free to conferences because I couldn't afford to pay. Because the Canadian dollar is just nothing compared to the American dollar. And we pay a significant percentage of our income to tax. And I remember like looking at some of the courses online for some of the competitors to We Hack Purple, and I'm like, that's 20% of my take-home salary for the year. I can't afford that. Like, what? And so I wanted to make a thing that could have helped past me, if that makes sense.